Welcome to Precious Kitchen. Today I will be sharing a recipe of how I make this yummy creamy pasta at home. Please stay tuned and watch till the end. First, I bring the water to boil. Once the water is boiling, I add my salt, then I add my pasta. I cover to cook for some minutes. In another pot, I add the chicken breast and I allow to stew for some minutes. After some minutes, I take it out and set aside. Now our pasta is ready. For this recipe, I'm using bell pepper, onions and fresh pepper. Now I added my cooking butter to the pot, then allowed to hot for some minutes. After the chicken breast is fully fried, then I added some onions and my mixed pepper, then I mixed together, added some spices, some curry powder, some thyme, and I added salt to taste. Then I stir. For this recipe, I'm using 2 cookie cream. So I had my cookie cream, I stir, I had my stock water from the chicken breast earlier on. Then I stir and cover to cook for some minutes. After cooking for some minutes, I added my pasta to it. Then I mix until everything comes together. I had the chicken breast I fried earlier on. Then I mix them very well for everything to come together. Make sure you mix very well. Look at that. Look at how creamy that looks already. When I tell you every corner of my house is smelling amazing at this moment. Then cover to cook for some minutes. After cooking for a few minutes, here my creamy pasta is ready. At this moment, you can add cheese on top, but I like serving mine before adding cheese. In that way, you can add as much cheese as you like. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and share and subscribe to my channel. Bye.